I like it. It looks fresh. But how are we not going to put a crab, or how are we not going to put the best looking flag out there, the Maryland flag, incorporated in the City Connects? They're City Connects. Put the Maryland flag in there. Put a crab in there. Put my logo on there. What's going on here? We got Aaron Judge destroying stadiums. He should be arrested, first of all. With everyone at BTL chat, tailing the squad ride. We'll break you guys out of prison later. This guy's cheated multiple times in the past, gotten caught for it. He's actually a human trash can. This dude is the scum on the bottom of your shoe. That guy goes park to park, stadium to stadium, a grown-ass man with a baseball glove, like he's playing in the game, taking home runs from kids, not giving little man the respect he deserves. What a loser.
They're watching me flourish, I'm watching them run. Damn. Brand new bag for bro, but I didn't pay for it. I don't like spending that cash because I'm trying.
That new intro song, so tough.
So far.
So tough. People forget that's Mr. Krabs on the track. Chat, you're joined by your guys, Krabs and Javon, as always, on BTL episode 258 piece. Hold the fry and hold the cake while we're at it.
No cake.
Because last night, chat, we hit another fucking squad ride, 4 in a row this week. The Gaba Guards came through last night, never in doubt. Never in doubt.
I mean, that was one of the weirder games that I think I'd seen in the recent MLB, even this like recent squad rides. That was a shootout, no pitching. It was awesome, though.
Unbelievable day yesterday. Absolutely cleared the board on Prize Picks. We've hit 4 squad rides in a row. Can we keep it going today?
You know we can.
What do you think? W recap chats smacked the Guardians last night on the ML. Head-to-head recap. Absolutely annihilating Javon. Don't let the kid get hot. I'm looking to tie it up and win my second head-to-head of the last 3 weeks and make this a ball game a little bit here.
Yeah, just maybe.
Yeah.
Just maybe.
It's about to be what, 4-3?
Is it 4-3?
4-3 after this week. I'm putting up legacy numbers, chat. I have over 100 piece. Javon hasn't even hit 50 yet.
Yeah, we're struggling.
His head is in the gutter. All right, boys. Head's in the absolute gutter. We're balling, we're moving, we're grooving, and we're figuring out this head-to-head challenge, chat. Don't let me get hot. It might be too late. Okay, boys. MLB reverse run lines yesterday. My play was cake. D-backs, no chance. Didn't even win. But you came through with the Guardians -1.5. All we have to do is hit one of those.
Yeah, just one. One and you make profits. That was nice.
Sure.
Tapped in.
We'll take it. Chat, W recap yesterday. Okay, that's enough talk about the winners yesterday. Let's dive into today. All right, we're going to have an hour episode. We're obviously going to have Mikey on here in a second and go over some PLL chat because we've got 2 games today that I really like. Okay. Chat, PLL takes a little bit of a 2-week break after these games this weekend. So after today and tomorrow, we don't have shit to bet on besides baseball for the next couple weeks. So let's get our PLL fix in this weekend. If you guys haven't bet on it yet, now is your time. I promise you're not going to regret it. We've got some plays we love as well. So let's go ahead and bring our guy Mikey on. We're going to talk some PLL for about 10 minutes, chat, and then we're going to do some MLB as well. W Mikey.
Boys.
W Mikey with the mic.
How we doing?
We're doing well. We got PLL on in a couple hours. Life is good.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. I'm excited. It's a good weekend of games, too, I feel like.
Some really good games, some close lines, right? Some competitive teams playing against each other. And then the Cannons also played today.
Yeah, I heard they happen to put their cleats on as well today, too.
We don't have your Atlas playing today. All right, so we're not going to dive into that too much. Actually, we do.
No, we do.
Play
tonight. Yeah, what is that? Game. Trying to set me up?
Unreal, dude.
I'm trying to throw him.
Come on this couch first thing here. You're talking shit to Javon, then you try to set me up. That's crazy.
I'm trying to get his brain all scrambled up, chat. We've got Water Dogs versus the Atlas. Mikey's team. Atlas are a favorite in this game, but they have not beaten the Water Dogs over the last 3 years. 0-3 straight up and against the spread. Seems like the Water Dogs have their number, but teams recently have kind of figured out how to slow down the Water Dogs. They double team Sours, and there's really not else this team could do. They have not scored 10 goals in either of their 2 games. You got to be feeling pretty good about this matchup with your Atlas coming off a win.
Yeah, I mean, we also heard the same narrative last week against the Whip Snakes that the Atlas have never won in that matchup. I think it was 5 games, not against the Whip Snakes, and this happens to be 3. But I think I'm on the Atlas again today, like we talked about at the mini golf course. You got 2 key defenders missing for the Water Dogs. It kind of plays into my PP square a little bit. I feel like it was slim pickings today in that game. I don't really love a lot of them, but I'm definitely going to be on the Atlas money line. I also think I don't hate the over. As much as we talk about how powerful this Atlas offense is and how great they've looked, that defense is just not great. Almost every single game, it seems like we're letting up 10, 11 goals.
100%.
And, you know, even when you double Sours, you still got guys like McCardle, right? I mean, that's a guy that still scares me regardless of what team I'm supporting. But I want to get your guys' opinion. Chris Gray, 1.5 goals.
Yes.
He's had 1 in every matchup, two defenders missing.
Yep.
That feels like him and Teat might just go crazy one time.
100%. I mean, the Atlas, they win by their crazy offense. I mean, they've got so much depth, the most depth in the PLL offensively. Their defense, mid, right? Pretty average.
Yeah, I don't love it.
They are so deep. And yes, I 100% agree. We're going to talk about McCardle in a little bit, but definitely like the under in this game. I think between these two teams, I think it's going to be close and competitive. The Water Dogs, like I said, have not scored 10 goals in a game yet, but the Atlas defense is a little sketch. So if they're going to do it, maybe it will be today. But Michael Sowers has been getting strapped up, man. Absolutely strapped.
And I have to say, too, just as like an Atlas fan, a little disappointed in Romaro Dennis. Romaro Dennis, he was supposed to be the guy after that championship series. I remember that was the only thing I saw on Atlas Twitter. I don't know how I'm on Atlas Twitter now. It's like 6 guys, and I'm like one of the 6. But he's been super disappointing, man. His square is up today, I think, for points as well. And I think he was supposed to be someone in the midfield that was supposed to drive the boat a little bit. And I think we've been missing him the first 2 weeks. So hopefully he figures it out today. But I mean, listen, dude, you can throw 3 guys at Sowers. He still scares me, dude.
Sure.
I mean, he won that championship last year. I'm not going to say by himself, but he was a main factor behind that, right? So
Without
I mean, you throw 2 at him, it's still scared, especially with how weak our defense is. You're throwing 2 at Sowers, like we still have our ass out. So,
and then you mentioned Chris Gray. I also like his over 1.5 goals, even though I like the Water Dogs plus 1.5 today. I do think that's going to be another typical PLL 1-goal game either way. So I will be on the Water Dogs. No Megalodon, okay, with their injuries on the defensive end. I am a little bit worried because the Atlas are crazy on that side of the ball. So I'm not nuking it, but I am taking the plus 1.5. I do think it'll be a 1-goal game, and I could definitely get down with Chris Gray more than 1.5 goals on Prize Picks. He's hit that 7 of his 13 games he's played in. And like you said, he needs to get going this season, though he has not done it yet this year, right? He's only had 1 goal in the first 2 games.
Okay. Or a goal in each game.
So
he's got 2 games. And the last goal was the game winner.
Sure.
So I think, you're feeling hot now, right?
Carry that momentum into today.
That's
right?
what I was thinking.
All right.
And paired it with the square you tweeted about too, which I think everyone should be on today.
100%. And let's go ahead and pivot and talk about that game. Chrome versus the Cannons. Chat. We talked about Dylan Malloy potentially getting blackballed from the league, or we didn't know where the heck he was. He's back. Okay. He missed a wedding week 1. Seems like everything's worked out, or they were just tired of getting absolutely burned on offense. And it seemed like Carrera, after a legacy first week coming out of Salisbury, he took a step back in week 2. He could not hit a freaking shot on goal to save his life. He was all over the place. So they're bringing back an older veteran physical guy in Malloy, which is just what that team needs. Last week, they were really lacking a big physical offensive presence around the goal, which they need. And Malloy is exactly that piece. I think they plug him back in there. He's ready to roll. He's no rookie, right? He's played in a bazillion games. The dude played in the MLL. And I think he's going to be out to prove something as well after getting chirped the last couple of weeks for missing the first week of the season due to a wedding.
Yeah, I mean, this has to be kind of a tone setter, right? I mean, you missed the first 2 weeks. One was because you went to a wedding, which is the most lacrosse shit I think I've ever heard in my entire life. But yeah, I mean, this has to be the bounce back week for him, right? Like this has to be the week where you come in and, maybe a little bit you go, this is what you've been missing, right? Or you come back and you go, okay, like this is my spot. Like I'm taking it back.
Yeah.
I think either narrative, especially against the Cannons, I mean, this is like BP, right?
Their defense, terrible. Look, they can score a little bit. I've been impressed. Their games have both gone over this year. They put up plenty of goals, and they've kept games closer than I expected. But their defense is dog water. Their defense is terrible, worse in the league. The Chrome with their guy back, physical dude like Malloy, the pieces that they've been missing the first 2 weeks, I think they absolutely destroy the Cannons today. And this is a rare blowout, maybe even a -1.5, but I'll be taking the money line with the Chrome today.
Yeah, for sure. I was also on the Chrome money line. I was thinking about -1.5 as well. The one score I was also interested in is Logan Wisnowski's goals. Last week, I think it was at 2. It's now at 2.5. And he hasn't really, I think he's only had 1 goal in each game. So I wondered why it has moved a half up. And I know first week, I think it was at 3. And then last week it was at 2. And now it's at 2.5. So is this the week that he gets his hat trick?
Especially with Malloy coming back, you'd think it maybe at that 1.5 too, right?
Like, is this the week he gets a half?
I'm thinking Malloy is going to be requiring all hands on deck. And that's going to open up Wisnowskis more around the arc and, for more shots as opposed to Malloy, who's going to be right around the net, right? Trying to be aggressive and drive. So
yeah, I went to 2 games last year. The 2 guys that impressed me the most, one made me an Atlas fan, was Jeff Teat. The other was Logan in his rookie year last year. It was, when he's on, it's like unconscious.
I know, but he hasn't been on this year yet. But maybe they need another guy out there to draw some defenders because it's pretty much been him solo on the offense, and he's getting absolutely strapped up.
And we watched the Chrome last week on that stream. They looked awful.
I know. They need a guy like Malloy. They do.
No, yeah. I mean, this could be the piece, right? We talked about it a couple times. Lacrosse is one of those sports, like kind of like basketball, where one guy can really make the difference for you.
100%.
For sure. And like Dylan Malloy is definitely one of those guys.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably why you saw the Chrome go. maybe we'll just bring him back. Probably
Like,
good,
cut the
right? 2
shit.
weeks is good, right, guys?
Cut the shit. We actually need him.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna need him to win. And I would not hate. I mean, I like goals in this game as well. I think both teams will score a little bit. I like the over in the second game. I think Chrome might put up a 20 piece in this one. It could get ugly with their star back in Malloy. I would not hate taking both guys today, which I really never do. But Logan and Malloy, I think, are both going to benefit from the return of Malloy. And he's only at 2 goals still with Nauskas on Prize Picks.
Yeah.
So at worst, you get a push there, I believe. I think.
Oh, it moved to 2.
Yeah, he's at 2.
Oh shit. Okay.
He's at 2.
It was a 2.5 when I was in there. I'm not even kidding.
Wow, on Prize Picks.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I think I might have placed an entry with it.
Holy smokes, that's sketchy.
Let me check.
Either way, I think we get plenty of goals from the Chrome today, and I think it's going to be led by the 2 best players on the field. Malloy returning, and Wisnauskas, the player of the year at Maryland 2 years ago in college. This guy's a freak, and he's going to have the field opened up a little bit. Chrome are not losing this game, chat. I know they're minus 165. All right, they're not winning this game. All right, I think you're pretty well off if you take the Water Dogs plus 1.5.
Oh, I
and you
love
take
2 with
the
Logan.
Chrome ML.
I love 2 at Logan. That's great push
Anything
value. I feel
squares
like.
up your sleeve.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. I was looking at Kieran McCardle, 1.5 goals. We were
I was
talking
thinking about that as well.
Yeah, because we were talking about Atlas and their weaknesses defensively, and all hands are going to be on deck outside of Kieran McCardle, and that's going to open the lanes for him. I saw him at 4 flat, I think, points. You got this 1.5 goals. Love the number.
And I'm still not super confident in Concannon either, to be totally honest with you.
No chance.
In net for the Atlas. Like, he's not someone that has impressed me every game either.
No, he's sketchy.
So, like, anyone on this, I was looking at, I love McCardle. I wish we had Sowers. I know he's getting double now, you're talking about.
Mhm.
But I also feel like this is a game where, Jeff Teat has another fucking performance where you're just like, dude, this kid is literally unconscious.
I wouldn't take Teat goals. He's been more. He's been more
points.
of a facilitator.
Points. Yeah.
Yes, facilitator this year. Which, I mean, he's just a beast. He's a beast. And that McCardle over 1.5 goals. I think Sowers once again. It looks like teams finally have the script to slow down the Water Dogs. Just double team, triple team Sowers at the X. All right, strap them up and make guys like McCardle step up and Connor Kelly step up. And I think I've seen a lot of sharp guys on Kelly's under today. I think we go with McCardle to step up in the attack if Sowers is still going to be getting strapped up. I at least think that's going to be the game plan.
Let's do it.
I do.
100%.
Chad, we got a little 4-piece.
Well,
Little
4-piece
to
gob.
take the edge off here for PLL today,
4-piece
chat.
gob. Who says no?
We got
Dude?
Dylan Malloy making his return, more than 2.5 points. We got Kieran McCardle, more than 1.5 goals with Sowers getting double covered. We've got Chris Gray, who needs to heat up and carry that momentum from the game winner last week and finally get 2 goals on the board here, over 1.5. And we've got Logan Wisnauskas, debatably the best player in the league, with the return of Malloy. That should open up the field, and there's going to be plenty of goals for the Chrome today. Take that more than 2 goals. At worst, you get that push potential there as well. You're on the Atlas today, ML? Have to be.
I'm on the Atlas. I was going to be Chrome minus 1.5, but I might just go money line for the insurance. I think it was at minus 178 when I checked. It's kind of a lot of juice, so I wouldn't mind dying with the minus 1.5. But again, there wasn't a single plus 1.5 that didn't cover last week.
Literally. Chat, this is no joke. Underdogs since 2021 in the PLL are 66% ATS. There's so many 1-goal games. It doesn't matter how good or bad the teams are. More often than not, it's a 1-goal game. That's why the sport's so fucking exciting and awesome to watch. Okay. And where can people watch these games?
ESPN Plus and ESPN on Saturday. We got the 11 a.m. game.
Yes, sir.
Chaos
Yes, sir.
Archers.
Beautiful.
Chaos
All right.
Archers.
My donkey today, chat. I'm still trusting my gut and going Water Dogs plus 1.5, but I will be on the Chrome money line as well with the people. I don't see how they don't win today. I don't. The Cannons are like the Athletics.
Dude, they're terrible.
Of baseball. Okay?
Terrible.
That's what I would compare them to. They've been okay so far. They've been scoring, but their defense is terrible. I think they get exposed today. And that's a minus 165 favorite for a reason. Okay. That's where we're at today for the PLO.
I'm all in. Atlas,
all
I
in.
might play the day for sure.
Homer pick has to take
It
That's
is.
a
It
squad.
is. It is. I'm not going to lie to you.
That's a squad. W's, Mikey, needed to be spoon-fed some lacrosse plays today because there's no PLL the next 2 weekends.
Yeah, so unload the clip.
Unload the clip.
Unload it.
Great
right.
matchups, too. Like, if you want a great matchups, like the Redwoods plus 1.5 is something I'm going to be on for Saturday. Archers game, I have no idea what I want to do, but it's a great weekend of lacrosse.
Archers air.
100% chats. These games start at 5 p.m. Eastern, I believe, today. Maybe 6 p.m. Eastern today on ESPN Plus. We will be tapped in, firing off bets. Stay posted for the cards.
Let's get weird, boys.
Let's
do
get
it.
weird.
Appreciate you.
W's,
Appreciate
Mikey. We're going to pivot to MLB. All right. Get out of here.
Big dog.
Good work, my man. Good luck to your Atlas. All right. All right, chat. We pivot. Look at Ryan Drenner, you guys are saying. Oh, you're talking PLL in chat, aren't you?
Beautiful.
They're talking PLL in chat.
They're ready. They're locked.
Dude, Drenner's been kind of good. I don't know if he can keep getting away with it or keep it up. He's been really good for the freaking Cannons, man. I would not hate Drenner over 1.5 goals either. I would not hate that one bit. Okay, chat. Let's keep moving. Let's keep grooving. Any other PLL plays you guys have today, please let us know. If not, we're going to talk diamonds. All right, Danny? We're going to talk diamonds. We have plenty of games today, Javon. I think everyone plays.
Yeah, everyone plays.
Holy
Like Friday.
smokes. All right,
Like Friday.
we're going to power through the slate. All right, boys. We have Baltimore versus Chicago. Joshy. His Cubbies have been playing better recently. Hendricks on the bump as a -125 favorite against Irvin. Javon, and Irvin looks like he opened up a -120 favorite, and this line flipped. Maybe there was some pitching changes going on here.
No
pitching changes.
I saw Cole Irvin -120 last night.
No way.
Which, I mean, that looked weird to me as an opener, but now that we see this full line flip, it makes a little more sense. It's still a little surprising, I guess you could say, to see a line move this much against the Orioles, who are playing as good as they are right now. But Kyle Hendricks is coming off of a masterclass performance. I think he had like 7 no-hit innings or just about, very close. So now you see the total moving back up too, which means I don't know if they're anticipating a win because that 7.5 total was a little suspicious to me. Now it's back up there. So, I mean, you got to lean the Cubs to keep it going, I think, against Cole Irvin, who, I mean, I really can't say I've ever believed in, even though he had his little flashes on the road with the A's last season. But I think he's just going to be one of those starters for the Orioles that gets pushed out of the rotation eventually. So I think the Cubs probably start that today. Very patient team, good against lefties. Probably a pretty good day for their offense.
Okay, I agree. The line makes more sense after listening to all that, right? It is definitely a good matchup for them. Should be patient, and Irvin is known to walk a guy or two, or 3 or 4 or 5. Okay, Cubs are a little more public than I expected. Not going to lie. 41% of bets, 51% of handle on the ML. Spread about 50-50 as well. Looks like the over is bringing in a lot of bets, hence why it's moved from 7.5 to 8.5. Could also be some wind going on there as well. Okay, Cubs ML.
Yeah, it's my lean there.
Cubs ML. Chat will be in the building tomorrow in Wrigleyville for this Orioles and Cubs game. Do we know who's pitching for that game yet?
I think I saw Kyle Gibson and then no announced starter for the Cubs yet.
Justin Steele. Holy
coming
smokes.
back, right?
Yeah,
First
he
start back.
He hasn't pitched in a minute. Oh, no, Josh. I'm going to have to fade him.
Yeah.
Chat, we will be in the building tomorrow for that afternoon game in Chicago. So if any of you guys are in Chicago or want to meet up with us for a beer before or after that game, we'll let you know where we're at. Okay, boys? Let's get weird this weekend.
Let's do it.
Why not us? What about Miami versus Washington, Javon? Don't say we're taking the Nats again.
I'm taking the Nats again. Absolutely. First of all, I know this is mainly for me a fade of Sandy against the Nationals offense, but same thing that I was preaching against the Mariners. Yes, you were facing better arms, like a lot of the fastball throwers, George Kirby, Bryce Miller, and then eventually Luis Castillo, who they did beat. Not they tapped them up very much though, but they're on the road where their offense has not been good unless they're facing a left-handed pitcher. And I know Trevor Williams is certainly any of those guys for the Mariners that they face, but I've yet to see it proven from really any righty that they've faced on the road as of late, even in their little resurgence where they've been really good offensively, which has started to trickle off. So Trevor Williams is a pitcher they've already seen. I will say that. But he was pretty effective, I would say. He gave up 3 through 6. 2 of those were off of a De La Cruz home run, which really, other than that, he didn't have a single good at bat in that game. He was, lights out for a majority of that outing. So I think that continues. And Sandy, I think he's just going to have one of these starts against the Nationals. I'd always talk about the Nationals, base hits, nickel and dime you to death. They're not a power team. You know that as well as I do. And Sandy, when he's had a lack of control, which a lot of it has been on the road, he gives up streaks of hits. I think the Nationals do that today. His prize pick squares are awfully strange.
Are they?
Awfully strange. I mean, a lot of the we'll go through it. A lot of the people have been looking for Sandy props really all season, especially pitching outs, which was a wagon last year because they would just let him go no matter how well he was pitching. They have a 19.5 pitching outs up with only a 32.5 fantasy score. I don't think I've ever seen that. So, you're guaranteeing a guy, not guaranteeing, but that's the line. You're guaranteeing to get to the 7th inning at the very least. And you're only hanging 32.5 fantasy score against the Nationals offense, who really doesn't have that much pop. And they're in their worst split against right-handed pitching, theoretically. That doesn't make much sense to me. But
No, it does not. It sounds like a 7-inning, 4-run or 5-run outing from Sandy to me.
Exactly. He can go over pitching outs, but he's going to give up a few. I think Trevor Williams can be good enough today.
Okay. Yeah, Trevor Williams, ever since he called out the Dodgers for all their pride stuff, which is ridiculous, he has been one of the worst pitchers in the league.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
He has not been able to figure it out since he called people out on Twitter. So maybe he's getting some karma there, but I mean, he's been getting rocked. He's given up 13 hits, 6 runs. I mean, it was against Atlanta and Philly. And the start before that, against the Dodgers, 6 hits, 6 runs. I mean, he's been terrible. Before that, he was absolutely locked in, pitching out of his mind, overperforming. I was like, maybe we keep this guy around. Maybe he's fixed it a little bit in his old age. Nope. Yeah. He's terrible now. Maybe the over is a decent look too. I'll be honest. Maybe I have PTSD, chat. I don't know. Maybe I've been burned and hurt too much by the Nats this year. Maybe. And I know they came through for us yesterday. I'm scared to go back. I'm scared to go back.
I'm not scared to go back at all. I mean, maybe if you're really scared of fading them, I guess, because they did have an extra inning game against the Astros where they used a lot of their arms, regardless of whether they're taxed, their bullpen's gassed or not.
I mean,
I would always say first 5 for the Nationals, but I mean, we do see that line, which was sitting like minus 190 last night, and we were talking about it. I see a minus 155 for the Marlins on the board.
Do you?
I do. So, just saying, those are one or two of the dogs we were talking about that you got a significant move their way. I think you take the ML on both of them, and you make money. And we'll talk about the other one in a second.
I agree. I do think the Nats win today, chat. I'm just scared and maybe hurt. Maybe I'm a little too hurt. But I do think they win today, and that Sandy Alcantara prize pick stuff is weird.
It is.
Without a
Certainly.
doubt.
I also,
Without a doubt.
On the national side, I like Luis Garcia. Hits, runs, RBI, which is
do.
Yeah. I mean, they're very picky, I would say, about when they put that up, which usually when it is up, it's been hitting. And he's kind of the perfect guy, perfect matchup like that I'm anticipating really from the whole lineup against Sandy today. So I think it starts and ends with him, to be honest with you.
Garcia.
They do have Lane Thomas up too, which
I bet they do.
Against a righty is a little weird.
Huh.
I don't know. I mean, he's up quite a bit now just because he's been absolutely amazing. But to see it up, when a lot of the teams up against a righty, it's usually not the most attractive option. So I do like the both of them, but Luis probably a little more.
I'll tell you what, Luis Garcia does not mind velo.
No, he doesn't. And Sandy is certainly not completely there anymore. We'll say that. It's a little down.
100%. Luis Garcia, very streaky, young hitter for the Nats. Right now, he's locked in. He looked good last night. I do not mind that play one bit. I don't think I've seen him on Prize Picks in a couple days either.
Yeah,
Weird day.
Been up for a while.
Weird day for them to put him up against Sandy, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. Go ahead and bookmark that one. We're going to come back to that square without a doubt. Chat, Nats ML, Nats first 5 plus a half. I think those are your 2 plays in that game.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about the Yanks and the Sox. Why not us? We've got Domingo Germán and Huck with a total at 10 in Fenway Park. Shocker. Okay. Lines move 10 cents towards the Yanks, probably because they're public. I will say this is some serious respect for Huck and the Sox, opening up a favorite against Germán. And even though the line's pulled back 10 cents, it's probably because the Yankees are very public. I'm looking right now. They've got 63% of bets, 57% of handle in the ML. They've got 72% of bets, 55% of handle on the spread. So they are public, maybe not as much as I was expecting, but I do like that opener with Boston being the favorite. Give me them on the ML at minus 120.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a lot of respect for the Red Sox. I will say, though, like matchup-wise, I was looking into this game because I was looking at, obviously, the total in Fenway Park, which, yes, you're going to see 9.5, 10 pretty much anytime you go in there. But with these 2 pitchers, I was a little surprised to see it kind of sticking there. But Germán gets killed with that fastball. And if you talk about even the lefties, he does get killed righty on righty as well, probably a little bit more. But the lefties, some of them are dead red fastball hitters. So he could be in for some real shelling today from some of these Red Sox hitters if they start to pick it up. Even like the righties who are back in this lineup, like Adam Duvall struggled a little bit since he came back from injury. I wouldn't be shocked if this is the day that he kind of breaks out of that. So from the Red Sox side, like I think they score runs. I think it's really just going to be up to what the Yankees do against Tanner Houck.
Okay.
Which I'm a Tanner Houck guy, but I don't know how I feel about him today.
I like him today. I like that opener a lot. I think they win.
Yeah, fair enough.
Give me the Sox. ML chat. ML. What do you guys think about the Sox-Yanks game today? Is my bias showing? Through the screen? Let me know. Well, who do you guys like in that game? Yanks or Sox? Let me know. Damn, Chase is saying fuck Oral Roberts, go Frogs.
There we go.
W's. What
There
time
we
does that
go.
game start up?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Okay, chat. We'll need some W updates. We're going to run until about 2:30 Eastern for BTL, and then Surge will start 30 minutes late at 2:30 Eastern, following right after. Okay, boys. W late start today.
W.
Doing some corp shit. All right, boys. Let's keep moving. Let's keep grooving. St. Louis versus the Mets. I freaking bet. Mets are a favorite on the road. Cardinals are a favorite on the road against the Mets. Mikolas and Miguel on the bump. Mikolas has been much better recently. Still has that 4 ERA, though, from when he was pitching like Patrick Corbin in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Where is your head at fading Mikolas right now?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Okay.
This is a game that it's probably the game on the slate I want to bet the least, because I do want to get in on fading Mikolas, but we talked about like fading him a lot last season when he was outperforming his metrics. There's a gap that's not as significant this season. If you watch him, he's made a lot of strides, like command-wise. It's not like he's just hanging the ball over the middle of the plate like he was a lot last season and just somehow getting soft contact.
Yep.
The command's been a lot sharper around the corners. So for a Mets team who offensively has really not done much of anything outside of their little spurts against the Yankees that they had in a couple of those games, I wouldn't be surprised to see him pitch pretty well today. Tyler Meikle is really a guy I can't figure out either. So, I mean, I probably lean still with the Cardinals here on the road, but by no means do I love it.
I kind of like the over. Is it too square, though? Does it make too much sense? Is one of these two arms due to have a gem?
Could be.
I don't know. I feel like one of these two offenses could easily hit this over themselves today against two sketchball pitchers.
I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked at all.
I'd say that's probably my lean. I really don't have any input on a side in this game. I mean, you're better off flipping a coin and rolling with that, because these two teams do not respect coin and they continue to underperform. And like I said a month ago, the Mets suck. The Mets suck. And I don't even have to tell you guys the Cardinals suck. All right. So keep the MLs out of your slips unless the Mets and Verlander are favored against the Yankees against Garrett Cole when Verlander's coming off his worst start of his career. That's the only exception. Besides that, keep the Mets. Keep the Cards out of your bet slips.
There we go.
All right, boys. But the lean, probably the over there, and maybe the Cards on the run. All right. And chat, we talked about we're heading to Chicago for the Wrigley game tomorrow. Super stoked. O's Cubs. If you guys are thinking about going, buy your tickets on SeatGeek. Okay, we'll put the promo in the chat. $20 off your first purchase on SeatGeek using promo code BOOKIT. We use SeatGeek. I use SeatGeek. It has the cheapest freaking tickets on there, the cheapest fees over all the other ridiculously expensive apps. Literally have the tickets right here for the games this weekend in Milwaukee and Chicago. Not capping. I'm on SeatGeek right now. Boop, look at that. Make sure you guys buy your tickets on SeatGeek, okay? Use our promo code, get some money off, get some free beers at the games, especially if you're coming to meet up with us on Saturday at the game, at the Cubs game.
Of course.
All right. Use that promo code chat. Get $20 off. Why not? Why not? All right. W SeatGeek, we use it. All right. W app. Okay. Let's keep moving. Let's keep grooving. Colorado versus Atlanta. Javon, what are we thinking about the Braves game here? You think they continue to take care of business with Schuster on the bump? What are we thinking? Or does Lamet have a legacy start left in him?
No, I think this game is going to play out pretty similar to yesterday's, to be honest with you. I mean, Lamet's had some spotty, I guess, looks where he's been all right. I don't think you're going to have that for a single second today, which, I mean, the Braves are minus 250, so I really hope. But, yeah, I think they absolutely destroy Lamet and the Rockies today. Leash is probably going to be awfully short because he's going to get tapped up early and often. And then on the other side, you have Schuster, who I'm not a massive fan of, but the Rockies have been so piss poor against left-handed pitching. I don't really think it's going to matter. So I just think it's going to be a blowout.
Let's go, James. Just got my BTL shirt. Shit is fire. Let's fucking go, James.
W.
Let's fucking go, James.
W.
We're getting some orders shipped. All right. We're getting them sent. We're getting them finally delivered. W's. Love to hear it. Anybody else gotten their merch yet? Let me know in chat. Good signs.
Yeah.
Good signs for the weekends. We got a YGF Taylor coming in with a sub bang, 14 months. Absolute beast. Bang. Let's fucking go, dude. Let's go, boys. Vibes are up on a Friday. We've hit all 4 squad rides this week. We're not done yet.
Not done.
We're not done.
Job's not finished.
We got one more nail to put in the coffin.
That we do.
All right. Come on, boys. Crabs, if we can get a drowning and horse piss shirt, I'll buy one. All right. I'll start brainstorming.
Horse piss.
W's. If you guys have any merch ideas, please let me know. Hit my DMs. All right. I'm always open to ideas. Okay. Yeah, I got my merch book at Marlboro shirt. Let's go. Chop, don't stop.
There we go.
W's. W's. I was rocking that one at the game the other night when I couldn't do the challenge. Network error. Oh, no.
GG.
10-4's chat.
Now we're good. I think it's just your computer. Yeah.
Okay, 10-4 is my laptop just exploded, chat. All right, we're going to keep rolling. Federal prison shirt for sure. Yeah, we might have to scratch those. We might have to scratch the federal prison shirts. Okay. Although that is a hilarious bit.
That is.
You think Atlanta gets it done today on the ML, though?
Yeah, I mean,
They're minus 245, I bet.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Oh, man. Okay. Yeah, I mean, let's not bet on that Lamette game. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Toronto versus Texas, though. Man, I thought Texas was going to come back last night.
I thought so, too.
So freaking close.
didn't have
Simeon
the,
getting ejected off of some BS calls. Could not come through in the bottom of the ninth there, although it was pretty darn close. Our guy Garcia could not come through at the end.
Yeah, it was tough.
Gosh darn it. Okay. Now Texas stays home for a series against Toronto. It looks like Gosman's coming into town. Gosman was minus 165 coming into town against a team with a better record and the Rangers, who everyone thinks is the greatest team in baseball. I do think they're good, but I think we saw against that series against the Angels, where they lost the series 3-1, I believe, that they are not that special. They just have a very good offense, and that's about it. Okay. This Toronto team has Gosman on the bump, who I think could eventually lead this team to a World Series if he keeps pitching how he is, and if some of these other guys step up around him. My point being, I like Toronto as a favorite on the road, but now that money line's coming down, I'm a little sketch, and that total is up to 9 with turkey tosser Perez on the bump. And I know we just faded him in his last start. I think he's coming off of a pretty bad outing. Would not be surprised if he bounces back at home, because that guy defies any sort of sharp bets. It does not matter. He is like Chase Burrow of the NFL, Joe Burrow of the NFL, or unbelievable, I just call him Chase Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. They don't care what's sharp or what's not. Okay, he just comes through, and he's coming off that terrible start. Do we want to go back and fade him again?
He's coming off a terrible start, but it was against the Rays in the Trop. So, like, as a left-handed pitcher,
it's a good point.
There's probably not many that are going to come out alive of that start. So, I mean, it's hard to blame him. But, I mean, right before that, he had possibly his best start of the season, I believe, against the Cardinals. Another spot where he was super public. So, I mean, he came through for a lot of people there. So, I don't really know what to think of him today. I want to go with the over in this game, especially with this total going up to 9. But I would be lying if I just said that something didn't tell me that this was a little bit of a sharp trap and we get a masterclass from one of these guys. I'm kind of leaning with you for it to be Gosman, even against that line move there, which I'm a big Kevin Gosman fan, so maybe a little bias seeping in there. But I don't know. I just think these Rangers team, it's not obviously as bad as the Marlins, nowhere close, but they're getting some tougher matchups. I think it's time to start selling stock. Before that Rays series, they had the easiest schedule to this point in the league, and starting at that point, they had the most difficult. So,
wow,
they're going to be tapering off just a little bit. Not saying they're quite fraudulent, but it's definitely time to start selling them at their highest point. Might start today.
Yeah, and I'm a little surprised. I mean, someone in chat said the books are begging you to take Texas ML there plus chick. I kind of disagreed, and then I looked at the splits, and I'm like, whoa, this guy might be onto something here. Toronto is not public one bit. I mean, they have 46% of bets on the ML, but less than 30% of the handle on the ML. And we've seen that line movement towards the Rangers. Makes sense. They are public, and it looks like by far the most public plus 1.5 of the day today is the Rangers. So a lot of people targeting them to bounce back after last night and bounce back after losing that series to the Angels at home. Gosman's coming off a bad start as well. I think it's worst start of the season. Gave up 6 runs, didn't get out of the 5th inning, 7 hits against the Twins. Very uncharacteristic. I think he bounces back like he did on May 10th against the Phillies when he had a 6-inning, 3-hit shutout after his terrible start against Boston, where he allowed 10 hits the start before. Expect similar results. I think he bounces back. And I think that opener for Toronto on the ML at minus 165 was a little long for them being on the road and with the public perception of Texas being this fucking great team. I think Toronto gets it done, and I think Gosman shoves and bounces back.
With you.
Okay.
With you.
W's.
We get the Oral Roberts money lines out of the chat, respectfully. They ain't winning. Move on.
Oh, man. Perez is a different pitcher at home. I freaking bet. I bet he is.
That's why, I mean, him opening Gosman opening minus 165 with, I mean, the respect that Perez just generally gets, but especially in Texas. It's a little strange.
Yeah. I definitely agree. All right, boys, let's keep moving. We got LA versus Kansas City tonight. We just talked about the Angels. They're coming off a nice series where they just beat Texas on the road. They got to be feeling pretty darn good. Right now, they're 39-32. Very impressive, honestly, for the Angels at this point of the season, still being kind of relevant. Maybe this is the season they do something finally. Probably not, though. I don't even believe that, and I just said it. The Angels stink. They're fraudulent. They always will be. They're like the Mets, but in the AL. They'll go out and buy people, and no results will change. Okay? They're playing Kansas City, though, who I believe just got swept by your Reds.
They did.
They got swept by the Reds. Kansas City is barely a dog with Singer on the bump, who's been terrible, against Sandoval, who's been pretty hit or miss. Kansas City looks sharp to me here, but I'd say the real sharp play is probably the under. I think one of these two arms locks in.
I agree. I think it definitely seems like it's the trophies today, looking at that line. I mean, this is probably as high as Angel stock has been for quite some time now, unless you want to count like super, super early in the season. But they're coming off probably the best series win of their season. The Royals just got swept by the Reds when they're in a couple similar sharp spots, which I stayed away from, partially because I wanted the Reds to win and it was biased, but partially because I kind of sniffed it out. Those first two games as favorites, and then maybe a shorter line in that third game with Ben Lively as a favorite. Right. But yeah, it seems like it's the Royals, but I do think that Brady Singer can come out and pitch somewhat decent today. So I do like that under 9.5.
Okay. Yeah, chat, we're not betting on the Royals anymore. Nope. No, thank you. At least I'm not. Instead, let's back the under and let's fade the bats in this game. I do think either Sandoval or Singer, one of the two, is going to lock in, and that's all it's going to take for that game to go under 9.5.
Yep.
Okay. Inflated total. LA just scored a bazillion runs. Shohei's hitting nukes left and right. And speaking of Shohei, we do need to talk about him a little bit because he deserves some respect.
Yeah, we got to.
He deserves some respect. Guys, we were at the game 2 nights ago, and he hit the longest opposite field home run, hardest hit, over 116 miles an hour from the left side of the plate ever in the StatCast era. It was insane. And then last night, he does it again. It again. Unbelievable. He's on pace to hit 50 nukes this year. Yeah, get him the goddamn samurai hat. That thing's absolutely electric. Rising up the freaking leaderboards for coolest home run celebration in the dugout after the Angels continue to win and Shohei continues to hit nukes. Okay. This ball was absolutely crushed opposite field. I mean, he's dialed. Throwing it to the opposite side of the park. I don't like Soto when he walked in back in the day. Snack. He balls to opposite field, hitting liners. But Shohei's hit him over the fence. Okay, I've never seen a guy hit the ball from the left side with this much power. No, opposite field. I've never seen it in my entire life.
I don't understand it. And both of the two that were 443 and the other was like 456, both lefty.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I'm not Shohei Ohtani in the slightest, but hitting lefty as a person who had done it or had to do it their entire life growing up, so impossible.
Yeah, it sucks.
I was not competitive, I think, once. So for him to do it at a major league level consistently with this amount of power is absolutely unreal. He is absolutely, he's not human. He was built in a lab. 100%.
Yep. Shohei MVP, lock?
I mean, probably. Yeah.
You guys are too young to see the babe. Dead Larry Bird, respectfully, how old are you, bro?
Yeah, anybody,
holy smokes.
Anybody breathing right now is too young to see the babe.
Holy smokes, Dead Larry Bird. My goodness.
Respectfully, he was also playing against Carpenters.
Yeah. I mean, Shohei's just hitting nukes off of lefties. This is crazy. Yeah. Opposite fields, 450. Doesn't even matter. Nuts.
Yeah. He's
absolutely bonkers.
95 up.
He's a lock to be MVP. He's already minus 250. I freaking bet. Yeah, he should be. He should be minus 1,000. He should be minus 1,000. All right. Cubs winning. Yes, I do like the Cubs today. Is that game starting right now?
Is it early? Or I guess it's Friday in
120.
Chicago. Yeah, they always got.
Are we betting this?
Starts.
Are we taking the Cubbies? Chad, I might have to get this wager in.
Get this wager. Quick afternoon wager.
I'm going to see where the lines are moving, chat. Do you guys want to ride a little day game play? Are you interested in the Cubbies at home against the Red Hot Orioles? Probably not, but we are.
Of course.
Danny took the Cubs.
There we go.
I'm checking the lines, boys. I'm checking the movements. I'm seeing if there's any pullback. If anything, there's late movement towards the Cubbies still.
Yeah, I mean, they've been chugging.
Chad, I think it's the Cubbies today. I do. I hate fading the O's, but I think it's Hendricks, and I think it's the Cubs today. I do. Let me make sure there's no mushes on this. Oh, no, there is. That might change everything.
Gonna change everything.
I just saw somebody on this play where I don't like seeing them on this play.
No
Chad, are we riding this or no?
No Ian Happ today.
No Happ, and they're still minus 130?
and no belly, which it's a lefty, so not crazy. But
I don't like the under in this game. I like the over. Backing Hendricks off his last start. Yeah, what did he? Didn't he have a legacy start in his last start?
yeah, he had a no-hitter for like 6 or
Yeah,
6 and
dude.
change. It's tough to do, but
I'm going to stay off, Chad. I'm going to keep it as a firm lean. He had 8 innings of 1 hit ball. I'm good.
yeah.
I am good. Okay, I do think they're going to win, though. If you guys want some day game action responsibly, go ahead and take them. All right, I'm going to be quality over quantity today, like we've been doing this week, where we've been hitting a lot of bets. All right, I'm not changing shit. Okay, Cole over getting rocked. I bet he does. Yes, I agree. I agree. All right, back to the MLB slate, chat. We got about 20, 25 more minutes. Okay, let's keep moving. Let's keep grooving. We've got Cincinnati versus Houston. Shout out the Nats. Getting a big win last night in Houston. We still own them. We still own that city. We still have Powers in that stadium.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Unbelievable.
Shout out Gore.
Shout out Gore. Absolute gem. Under 2.5 earned runs was free.
Yeah.
Guys, I might be the only one who can hit those earned run squares.
You might be.
Straight up.
I can't do it to save my life.
Straight up. That was super free. Paired that with Pilar, who was an absolute goat and cashed in his first at bat. So air. Let's keep the vibes up for Prize Picks as well, chat. We're absolutely smacking them. Okay, Javon, go ahead and sell us on the Reds.
Yeah, give me Reds ML on Andrew Abbott Day. This is again one of the bigger moves that we've seen towards the underdog. And shout out Turkey Club.
Holy
for the 25
shit.
Gifted. That's legacy, man.
Holy shit,
Incredible.
Turkey Clubs. Hold the mayo, brother. Hold the fucking mayo. Oh shit.
Wow.
L ears. I'm sorry. That was probably so loud.
Yeah, headphone users.
Yes.
W's Turkey Club.
Holy smokes, dude.
Those are the Friday vibes we need, especially when we're talking about the Reds.
25 sub bangs.
Great sign.
Holy smokes.
That's legacies.
Somebody must be tailing the squad ride.
Yeah, he is out in prison.
Let's freaking go, dude. Turkey Club. If you have any plays you're looking to bet today, can you let me know?
Yeah,
these guys rock going on 12 months. W Turkey Club. Let's freaking go, my man. I appreciate that. Anybody who got a sub there, W's to my guy, Turkey Club. I'm going to start calling him TC. That's what his buddies call him. TC, absolute beast. If you have any plays today or questions, please let us know in the chat.
Yeah.
Please.
Speaking of turkeys, I think you're going to see some from JP France today.
Sure.
So, I mean, I think Andrew Abbott's going to pitch pretty well today. No secret. I mean, he's been absolutely lights out in his first 2 starts. Obviously, his toughest matchup here going against the Astros, who have been amazing against left-handed pitching. But I think he pitches pretty well today. I do like his matchup a little bit. But JP France on the other side is a guy who I really don't like his matchup. I think I'm in between with him because he's usually a pitcher who, like, if you look at some of his matchups, if teams are able to get him deep in counts, he's been very successful. Or they've been very successful. Like the Cubs, I think it took them one time. They scored 6 off of them. Very similar teams who profile like that. The Reds are kind of the opposite. The Reds are very aggressive, which has actually, over the last couple of starts, been the way to attack JP France, which I really love. And really, I mean, the Reds bullpen, shout out the Reds bullpen. They've been pretty solid as of late. And on the other side, the Astros used every arm in their pen yesterday, to the point where we were talking about them not getting to the lefty who hasn't pitched much really at all this season, or even since he's been on the roster. They had to use him yesterday because they went through each and every arm in that bullpen. So they are thin. And usually the Reds are kind of on that side where if they're in a really tough matchup with a late game that I think is going to be close, I would just take the first 5 because I think it's going to be against the starting pitching. But today, with the advantage that they have in the bullpen, really, I think today, which is few and far in between. I think I like Reds full game.
Sure.
Even if you want to play it safe and eat the juice on minus 135 plus 1.5, I think either way this game ends up, it's going to be close towards the end, and the Reds are going to stay in it.
I think the game plan is you bet the Nats and the Reds on the ML for either a half U or a U, depending on how good of a week you've had, and you're going to go at least 1 and 2.
Yeah, exactly. I think you take Reds ML, you take Nats ML, you're making coin at the end of the day.
Those are going to split at the worst, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. We got another sub bang. Jay from the 6. Let's freaking go. 10 months. What's the early game plays? Cubs ML, brother.
Yeah.
Cubs ML. Safari's on the Cubs. Let's go. W's. Beautiful. And people saying cut Ellie. I mean, give me a break. It's been a week, guys. Yeah, come on. Relax. I have a feeling you're going to be regretting that statement after tonight.
Yeah, and Freeze, Reds bullpen. Anybody who calls it trash hasn't been watching it lately. They have a couple guys who are kind of the guys that they bring in specifically to get killed, call it what it is. But I mean, you got Alexis Diaz, who's 21, 22 saves in a row. Buck Farmer's been fantastic. Lucas Sims has been fantastic. I mean, they have arms down there. It's no secret. And then Alex Young, too, who has had some tougher matchups as of lately, and he's actually been pretty solid as well. So they're on the up and up over there, which is why I'm so excited about that team.
Let's hope the Nats game goes on. Been raining in and out. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm not home right now, so I don't know how the weather is up there, but that's a bad sign.
Yeah.
That's a bad sign. Let's hope they play that game, boys.
We hope.
All right. Let's keep moving. All right. Let's keep grooving, chat. Looks like we are on to Pitt and Milwaukee. W's. This is the series we'll be checking out on Sunday, chat. Anybody in here from Milwaukee or in the area and wants to link up on Sunday at the game, please do. All right. We'll let you know where we're at. We're going to have some pregame drinks. Please join us. Okay. We're going to be in Milwaukee Sunday and Chicago Saturday. But speaking of this game today, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Shout out Oviedo last night.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Crazy.
His less than fantasy score?
Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable hits. They put him out there for the 6th when we thought he was done, and he was turkey tossing. Turkey toss.
Yeah. And I mean, I forget who came in out of the bullpen, but he's the one who actually cashed it.
He allowed the runs.
Yeah, he allowed the runs that were charged through Oviedo. So that was beautiful. That was very beautiful, and I'm excited.
100%. 100%. What are we thinking about the Pirates and the Brewers today, though, Javon? Brewers are barely a favorite with Tehran on the bump, who's been weirdly good. You got Dick Mountain on the bump for Pittsburgh, a lefty. How does Milwaukee match up against a soft-throwing lefty?
I mean, somebody said it in chat. The Brewers have actually been a little better against left-handed pitching lately, which, I mean, the Brewers have been horrendous all season, so a step up is not really that significant of a jump or a difference from them, but they've been a little better. So I'm interested to see, the lineup they put out today, which they've been doing well, putting out these lineups against left-handed pitching. No Rowdy in the lineup, I would assume. And you're going to have Owen Miller, William Contreras at the top, who have been really just their lefty killers. And that's been a big reason why they've been a little solid against left-handed pitching as of lately, which solid is probably a stretch. They've just been not incredibly terrible. So to see them, I was expecting Rich Hill to be a favorite in this game. I was expecting Pirates, minus 120, not just because the Brewers are still facing a lefty, which they've struggled against over the course of the season, but the Brewers have been terrible lately. They're coming off of probably their worst little stretch of the season here. So I was a little surprised to see this, a little favorite towards Julio Teheran. So I hate backing him with how good he's been, but the Pirates have also been sneakily just getting wins. No, I don't understand it, and I think it's going to continue to regress. Same with the Brewers, but not today.
Okay. Yeah, this is a stay away spot for me, chat. Initially, I would have liked Pitt at minus 110, but now that line has moved towards the Brewers, now they are public. They're getting 60% of bets, 73% of handle on the ML. So not super crazy that we're seeing, a 10-cent-ish move towards Milwaukee, but I'm good. I'm going to stay off this one. Both these teams are cold as ice at the plate, and I'm going to stay away, especially from the Brewers, who look like the sharp play here. I don't want to fade these trends. I don't want to back a team to win when they've lost 5 in a row, because that's how we lost so much coin last year betting MLB. Okay. That system doesn't work. Just like when I tried to fade Barrios the other day. He owns the Orioles. You should just not fade him against the Orioles. Okay. You don't have to bet him, but don't fade him. All right. No need to force, no need to back the Brewers on the ML today on a 5-game losing streak. Let them figure it out, and let's hop back on when they're on the come up after they actually break the seal and win a game. Okay. Baseball is a very mental sport. And when you're on streaks like this, that's when the mental aspect really comes into play. And that's when I want to keep my bets out of those games. Because although the line might be sharp, the Brewers might be so far up their own ass, they're not going to win a game for another week because they're so cold. Okay? Baseball is so mental. Yeah. And these guys are not in a good state right now.
I'm trying to check the pitching matchups for this series, because this could be an interesting game to look at the lines. Because tomorrow, I'll tell you what I see. I see Wade Miley minus 116 against Mitch Keller.
Do you?
So looking at that makes this line seem a little less weird.
Yep.
But I'll tell you, I'll be getting on a little Wade Miley tomorrow if that line sticks.
Okay.
So maybe stay off of this one and wait to see how both these teams come out, because they're both really cold. And
okay.
Maybe bet for a bounce back tomorrow.
W's. Any thoughts on the Yurfie or Nerfie for the Cubs O's? I lean the over in the game. I would not be surprised if one of those guys gives up a run early, whether it's Hendricks after almost throwing a no-hitter, or whether it's Irvin, who sucks.
Yeah.
So I guess the Yurfie. There we go. W's. We got Falser coming in with a sub bang. 18 months. Was listening to stream before some of you were born. I bet. I freaking bet, my man.
Hilarious.
W's. Let's keep moving. Let's keep grooving. Kids' college savings on Phils. Dead Larry Bird says. Holy shit.
Lord.
That's scary. We'll let that sit for a second.
Lord.
Philly versus Oakland. See, Dead Larry Bird, you be texting me these greasers with the Rays ML and this or that, Nuggets ML. Next thing you know, the Rays lose. I don't know if I'm in on these greasers anymore, man. Respectfully. I don't know. Not struggling. The old dude just had a legacy at bats.
Talking about Cole Klecker.
TCU pitcher struggling. GG's. Oh no.
Yeah, I need updates. Man.
Please chat. Let us know what's going on. Looks like Oral got a hit. Okay.
Yeah, I bet.
Back to business here, boys. Back to business here. Philly versus Oakland. Philly opened up a -155 favorite with Turkey Tosser Walker on the bump in Oakland against JP Sears, a lefty. Now, you might not think that Philly hits better against left-handed pitching because you think of Philly, you think of Bryce Harper, you think of Schwarber, but their team hits better against lefties on paper.
Yeah, they've been struggling a little bit against lefties.
Well, their stats are better against lefties than righties on paper.
Yeah. It's just they're a weird team. And this price, I guess, looks a little short initially because JP Sears has been. I guess now you have Paul Blackburn in the fold, so it's a little bit different. But he's been the premier arm in that rotation for as long as he's been here this season. I know he was a little injured for a while too, but he's been incredible for them. And the A's are coming off of a very good series against the Rays that they somehow got a split. Maybe the reverse boycott sparked a little team for the first 2 games of that series, but they have had these little spurts. I mean, they had one against Taj Bradley, even though they struck out 11 times in 4 innings. They came back and they had 3 runs off them the next. So offense has been good in little spots where Taijuan Walker is definitely prone to that, but I can't do it. I can't back the A's with how good they've been as of lately. And it's probably more a situation with the A's now is just you don't need to fade them necessarily. Just stay off them. I guess that's kind of where I'm at with them.
Yep. Another great comment in chats with all the bets and handle on Philly. That line's coming back to Oakland. Yeah, that's weird. No, thank you. Weird. I will keep that game away. I'm not trying to bet Oakland, okay? But I'm sure as hell not betting Philly.
Double play for
Double play. Yep, looks like he was really shaky there.
Yeah, I bet, man.
Let's go hit.
Huge.
Let's go hit, Frogs. All right. Can you talk about Twins Tigers?
Do we have any lines for that game yet? I haven't seen any pitchers.
There's lines, but no pitchers.
Alexander versus Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably not much.
Minnesota -250 with Ryan on the bump against Alexander. I mean, how are you guys going to bet that one?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, Joe Ryan should be good against the Tigers and win that game. I think the price is just about where it should be. So, I mean, I'm not betting anything.
Chad, we've got a hype train going right now. Let's freaking go. 27 subs given out today. That's hard. That's hard. Let's freaking go, boys. Yeah, no thank you. I'm good on the Twins and Tigers game. If anything, I would take the under 7.5 because that's gross.
Yep.
Gun to my head, I'm taking that under. All right, there's your play. Let's keep moving. Let's keep grooving. Tampa Bay versus San Diego. This might be my favorite play of the day. Chat, can you take a guess who I like in this game? Padres or Tampa? It should not be hard if you watch this show ever. Who do I like today? Do I like the Padres, who are 2 games under 500 and a -110 pick 'em at home with Yu Darvish on the bump, who's really sucked, and a Padres team who sucks? Or do I like the Rays, who are only -110 on the roads with McClanahan on the bump after a legacy start on the best team in baseball? Who do you think my nasty ass is taking? Huh? Who do you think I'm on? Padres. Yes, sir. Padres ML. They're getting less than 25% of bets and handle. Yu Darvish has no business being a coin flip against McClanahan and the Rays. I don't care where the line moves. I don't care if it's moved 10 cents towards the Rays. It's going to move towards the Rays just like every single night the line does. I don't care. I'm betting a weird opener. They've been hitting. Give me the Padres ML. That line is crazy.
Yeah, I don't think the Rays win this game.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty obvious what you see in the line.
And you're wearing a Rays shirt.
Yeah, I mean, I do fade them when it makes sense to do so, and I think it does today. Like we talked about yesterday, the Padres have actually been one of the surprisingly good teams against left-handed pitching. Shane McClanahan has kind of beat those physics against really good teams against lefties. I mean, the Rangers, he gave up 3 runs, I think, in that 1 inning. Other than that, he was lights out for that entire start. I mean, he's been lights out all season. The Rays just as a team, but especially, I mean, Shane McClanahan and a lot of these pitchers have been a little worse on the road. But Shane specifically, the command has been an issue all season, even with as good as he's been. He's getting into deeper counts. His walk rate is higher than it's been his entire career. It's probably going to come to a head as it seems to do on the road against these Padres hitters. It's like Soto, you can cash a walk for him today, maybe 2. And a lot of the guys at the top of that lineup, I think, are going to have some success. Then on the other side, like Darvish, I like his strikeouts today against this Rays lineup. I think he strikes out 10. I think he has a really good day. And I mean, his pitch mix is a disaster for a lot of these hitters. Pretty much anybody not named Wander Franco or maybe Yandy Diaz, even though Yandy's been a little more strikeout prone as of lately. 5-6 pitches that he throws super effectively. It's going to be a problem. And from the right side, the Rays on the road have been striking out a lot lately, and that sets up Darvish for a really good start because that's when he's at his best. So I think when you look at the game, it makes a little more sense that it's out of Pick'em, but I'm still very shocked to see, I mean, for one, him opening as an underdog. I think that's insane.
Yep, 100%. Somebody in chat said this reminds me of last night taking the Rangers. No, it doesn't. You know what this game reminds me of? This reminds me of taking Justin Verlander at home as a favorite against Garrett Cole and the Yankees the other night. Can someone remind me what happened in that game?
Yeah, this is wildly different than the Rangers game last night because we took the Rangers. Like, Eovaldi is a better pitcher than Shohei. Like, that's not nearly anything you could say about Darvish.
Frogs in the pond. Frogs in the pond.
Frogs in the pond.
Frogs
there we
in the
go.
pond.
There we go. Struggling more than Klecker, looks like.
Yep.
But yeah, I think it's wildly different because Darvish is not better than Shane. Shane is the AL Cy Young right now. It's not even close. Eovaldi is a close number 2. He's been better than Shohei. There's not even a question. So it's a little different than that. It does remind a little bit of Verlander, Cole, maybe a little bit.
Okay. 2 more games, chat. We got to power through these real quick, and then we need to do the squad ride. We only have about 8 minutes left, so start getting those brains loose. Okay, start warming up. We need you guys sharp as attack today. Click in the right button. All right, plain and simple. Javon, 2 more games, though. Take us through Cleveland and Arizona real quick and Chicago, Seattle tonight.
Yeah.
Or San Francisco, Chicago, Seattle. It is.
Yeah,
okay,
Chicago,
take us through
Seattle.
those late night games.
Yeah, well, Chicago, Seattle is the one out of these 3 that I really like. I don't really care for anything in those 2 games. We can talk about it a little bit, but Brian Wu, I was on him last start. I think he masterclassed as expected. I think he does it again. I don't know if the White Sox score today. I think this is pretty easily my favorite matchup on the board as far as just pitcher versus lineup. I think he's going to have a lot of success. And I mean, the White Sox, especially coming off of that game last night where, truth be told, I mean, after the beginning of that game, they were nowhere to be found offensively. I think you're going to get the back end of that game for a full 9 today, or at least the length of Brian Wu's start, whether that's 5 or 6 or whatever it may be. So I think he's going to be dominant today. The real question is just on the other side. We got Michael Kopech, who had trouble figuring out a little bit this season. I think regression is certainly coming with that fastball, and if he just chooses to not have command of that off speed, which it's been a little more consistent than expected all season, really, but especially as of late. So it's another one of those games, which a lot of these include the Mariners, where I think a bang or 2 is going to make the difference, especially with the total at 7.5, and I think they do it. I think this is a low-scoring game. Again, I don't know if the White Sox score much, if at all. I think we get a Brian Wu masterclass.
Okay. I also like the under in that game as well. After we saw a bunch of runs in the Dodgers series with the White Sox, their offense looked great. They're going to Seattle, Pitchers Park, Wu deals, White Sox offense inept. I like the under, 26% of bets, 54% of handle, under 7.5, moved down from 8. I think that's sharp as attack as well. Okay. Let's start getting some squad ride plays out there and get some votes while we wrap up these late night games.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
We can do that.
I think we go. Looks like we have first pitch in Chicago as well. Let's hope the Cubbies pull through. I say we go Boston ML. Nats. I don't want to put the fucking Nats in there. You want to put the Reds in there?
Yeah, we can put the Reds in.
Okay. Boston ML.
Boston ML, Reds ML. We can put the Mariners ML in there as well. Braden Taylor legacy at bat. I'm seeing on my laptop right now.
Padres ML.
Padres ML we can put in there. Yes.
Right now we got Boston ML, Cincy ML, Seattle ML, San Diego ML. Would not mind putting in Seattle under 7.5. Would not mind putting in the Nats if you want to take them in some capacity and let the chat vote. Those were, I say, probably our 2 best options.
Yeah,
or we could put a PLL play in there.
I really do like the Nats, though.
Okay, then let's put the Nats in there.
Let's put them in.
Okay. Let's put the Nats in there. Chat, we're going to do a squad ride, PLL play today as well. I think we're going to go with the Chrome on the ML. Okay. That'll be the PLL squad ride today for the weekend. All right. We're doing those every Friday. We lost our last week one in terrible fashion. All right. Redwoods win the first face off. That was the worst bet of all time. Let's stick to frickin' sides and totals. Okay. That's how we win. That's what we do. We're going to take the Chrome on the ML as the BTL PLL squad ride today. But as opposed to the actual squad ride, which is 97, 60, and 3, unbelievable. 4 in a row. We've got Boston ML, Cincy ML, Seattle ML, San Diego ML, and the Nats ML. My goodness.
Yeah, don't be scared of the plus check, fellas.
My goodness. Papu giving out a freaking sub bang. Let's go, my man. Papu, hope you're doing well, brother. Shout out your Mets this week for bringing home the coins for me.
Beautiful.
Okay. W's chats. We've got about 3 minutes. Okay. Squad ride is up in the Twitch chat. Hurry up. Go vote. Go, 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 go. There's no time. Hurry up. Go vote. There's 2 minutes. Go. Hurry up. Padres ML's run away with it. Holy smokes.
Surprised.
That is a little surprising.
Surprised.
It is a little surprising. Papu, how you doing this Friday, brother? You better be going out to the clubs tonight. Papu, you going out to the clubs in NYC? Let me know. All right, let's put the doctor stuff to the side tonight. Go out there and get weird.
There we go.
All right, Papu. Padres ML running away with it, chats. A lot of votes today. Get your votes up, chat. Every vote counts. Every vote counts. All right, boys. Hell of a week this week.
Yeah.
Hell of a week.
Let's finish it off.
My goodness. Really enjoy coming back down here. I'll be back down here again next month. W chats. We'll run this again in person when I come down here again late next month. But it's been a great week. I mean, we've hit a ton of prize picks. I was almost at 0 in my prize picks account when I came down here, and now I'm at 8K, which is fucking nuts.
Huge.
4 squad rides in a row since I've been down here as well. So it's been an absolute movie, chat. Hope you guys enjoyed doing this in person this week. Like I said, if you're going to be in Chicago tomorrow for the game at Wrigley, come meet up with us. All right. Beer's on me. All right. You find me, I'll buy you a beer. All right, chat. And then Sunday, we're going to be in Milwaukee going to the Pirates Brewers game. Don't get too excited about that matchup.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Spooky one.
I'm just stoked to check out these new freaking stadiums, chat. I'm really excited. I'm trying to hit all the stadiums. Okay. So if you guys are going to be in the building on those days at those locations, come link up with us. All right. Come link up. Why not?
Yeah. And D-Watt, I think we're going to be heading out to San Francisco, I think, to see this series with my boys sometime soon. Or I guess that's not soon. That's later in the year.
Sure.
But yeah, we'll probably be out there for sure.
W's chat. I'm here in Milwaukee Stadium is fire. Awesome. I've heard that as well. Get to Oracle. I know we need to get to Oracle. And also chat in about a minute here. We're going to pivot and Trent's going to start the surgical stream up and get that going as well. But we have the Padres on the ML for the squad ride to finish off what we're hoping for as a perfect week. Okay. A perfect week. They don't grow on trees.
They don't.
They don't.
It's hard to do.
They don't grow on trees. Chat, you have been sharp as heck, clicking the right buttons. All right. So let's keep those vibes moving and grooving, and let's keep the energy up. Okay. Next week, we'll be back on BTL on Monday, same time, same place. You guys know the drill. But this weekend should be a movie as well. And I owe you guys some sort of ridiculous challenge for my failed 999 challenge this week. Okay. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to brainstorm. I'm going to do something funny this weekend at the game at Wrigley. Stay posted. Okay. Please, please, please tail the freaking squad ride. How many times do we have to tell it to you? Tail the squad rides every day for a unit, and you're going to be up money because it's almost 40 games over 500, chat. Either get on board or get the fuck out of the way. Keep supporting the boys. We'll put a prize picks on the BTL Twitter, and we'll catch you guys on here on Monday. Same time, same place. We'll be seeing.